Hello, welcome to this Wellness Wednesday on mental and emotional wellness. I invite you to begin today by practicing some grounding techniques as we walk through our centering practice. Let's just review some of these hand grounding techniques that we've done in some past weeks. So there's a hand to the heart, or two hands to the heart. You can bring your fist to your heart and cover the other one with a hand, feeling that pressure. You can have one hand to your heart and one to your belly, or maybe two hands to your belly. You can have one hand to your face, or two hands to your face. Or you might want to reach around and give yourself a hug, holding both arms. So at any point during our practice today, I invite you to choose one or more of these grounding techniques that you can use anytime, really. And I invite you to use whichever ones feel most appropriate to your practice today, whenever you feel comfortable doing that. So let's begin by centering with our breath. I invite you to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. This might be a place where it might feel good to place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. As you feel the breath, with the inhale moving from your belly up to your collarbone, and with the exhale moving down from the collarbone to your belly. This is a calming, relaxing, and grounding breathing practice that you can use anytime, anywhere. If you're feeling stressed or tense, or you just need to recenter, remember that you can always come back to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. This breath allows us to begin to quiet the chatter of the mind and racing thoughts we might have going through our minds, any endless to-do lists. If you have that going through your mind, then I invite you to imagine a door. Place those thoughts on the other side of the door. Close it behind you so that it's just you in this moment with your breath. As you inhale and exhale. How is it with your mental or emotional health today? Without judgment, think of one word that describes how you're feeling, what you're feeling. And then you might think of a word or a phrase that describes how you'd like to feel, if any different at all, maybe not. Just an intention maybe for your day or for your week. What is it you'd like to get out of your time here today? What is it like you'd like to take with you? Be a sense of peace, calm, maybe something else entirely. Find that word And seal it on your heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking that intention with you with each breath, with each movement, with each word, with each step you take throughout your day. May it be so. Amen. I know sometimes we may have times where maybe we've had to leave the house and go to the grocery store, or we have to do something that's a little out of the ordinary, or maybe we're not doing anything out of the ordinary at all, and we might have this feeling where our breath becomes more shallow. Maybe we get a little sweaty. Maybe we feel anxious about just the situations in the world right now. And it can affect our breathing. It can affect the way our body feels. And so I invite us into a time of prayer or ritual, of practice, of something that we can do when we find ourselves in this place. And I've found this ritual which uses all 5 of our senses in this book called Emerge, Blessings and Rituals for Unsheltering, and it's from the Still Speaking Writers Group. And so if you don't already have these things right now present in whatever room you're in, then you can feel free to just pause this video for a moment and find something just simple that you can hear, touch, taste, see, and smell, because we're going to use all 5 of our senses to help us to come back to a calm and safe place when we're in these moments of unease and shallow breathing and just feeling overwhelmed with the state of the world. So let's begin. Take a deep breath in and let it out. When my skin keeps crawling, wrap me in your loving embrace. When my breath keeps quickening, give me sweet release. Pause to bless something you hear, smell, see, touch, or taste. I am feeling my prayer shawl. It's very soft. And I can imagine God wrapping me in God's loving embrace, calming my mind, calming my breath. If you're somewhere else where you can't have a prayer shawl or your favorite something to touch, maybe using one of those hand gestures, you might just put your arms around yourself. And just feel the touch grounding you. Breathing in and breathing out. When my weeping consumes my being, lead me towards self-compassion. When the what ifs feel too scary, Help me stay present in your presence. Again, pause to bless something you hear, smell, see, touch, or taste. I have here this, I call it a mind jar, and it has glitter, and you can shake it and then just watch the glitter slowly settle to the bottom. As your mind slowly relaxes, as your breathing settles. And of course, again, if you're somewhere else, or if you don't have a mind jar, you can always find some sort of little focal point that you can just look at for a moment. It might be a spot on the floor or on the wall, or it might be a favorite picture that's in front of you in your favorite room of the house. You can settle your attention on that spot or that picture, or you can close your eyes and imagine your favorite picture. Breathing in, breathing out. Tend to the undercurrents of emotions that burst forward in ways beyond my control, and release me from any grief and shame I carry just for feeling my feelings. And pause to bless something you hear, smell, see, touch, or taste. I have these bells. And listen to the chime until it stops, bringing us out of this spiraling, spinning, and into centering into one tone. And later in this practice today, we will practice some other ways. If you don't have bells with you all the time, which most of us don't, there are other ways we can bring sound through our bodies to center us, to ground us. Breathing in and breathing out. Ground me in my divine resilience. I am still here. I am still worthy. Ground me in your divine companionship. You are still here. I am never alone. I'm going to repeat those lines one more time because I think they're so important. Ground me in my divine resilience. I am still here. I am still worthy. Ground me in your divine companionship. You are still here. I am never alone. And you can repeat that to you as many times as you need to. We are never alone. God is always with us. And I have my cup of tea that I can smell and I can taste. It's warm, it's comforting, it's grounding. What is it that helps you to remember that you are worthy, that you are never alone, that there is someone who is always with us? Breathing in and breathing out. Take just a couple more breaths here. And I invite you to turn your head and slowly look in all directions. Look to the right, turning with your whole body, looking all the way behind you. Pause and breathe, coming back to center. Look to your left, turning your whole body, looking all the way around behind you. Pause and breathe. And look straight ahead. Notice whatever it is that's ahead of you. Look at what's close up, close to you, and then gradually scan out ahead of you as far as you can see. Pause and breathe. Notice what sounds you hear. Or any smells that fill the air. Any warmth or coolness. Or any colors that stand out. Pause and breathe. Look above you, noticing the height of the ceiling or the sky above you. The color of the sky if you're outside. Notice any details in whatever is above you. Pause and take a breath. And then look below you. Notice what it is that's physically grounding you. Notice what is supporting you. Notice the colors, the textures, any other details of whatever is underneath you. Pause and breathe. Feel the floor under you. Is it soft carpet or is it hard floor? If you're outside, maybe your feet are resting on grass or gravel. Whatever the surface, notice how it feels underneath your feet. Maybe wiggle your feet and feel that ground underneath you. Notice any other sensations in the body. Notice your bottom resting in your seat. Feel free to shift in your chair a little if you need to. Notice the bend in your knees. Your spine, straight or curved. Your belly and your chest, moving in and out with your breath. Beginning at the top of your head, bring your attention slowly down through your body, noticing any places of discomfort or tightness, coolness or warmth, comfort or softness. Simply feel what you feel and breathe. As you rest in this stillness, as you feel the effects of that grounding practice on your body, on your mind, on your spirit, I invite you to listen to these words from poet and singer-songwriter Carrie Newcomer. What is heavy turns to spirit. A beautiful reminder that the heaviness that we hold is held by someone else, and that it all connects with spirit, the one who wraps us when we feel heavy. She says, all that is hard and heavy turns to spirit. It cannot help but eventually become like a cup of ink that is poured out into the ocean. I do not doubt that for a time, the ink darkens the water, obscures and displaces the light, leaching out its tendrils, staining what it touches. But eventually, finally, the ink must break down into its smallest elements, and even the stains become only faint shadows, barely noticeable to the outer eye. This does not belittle the awful impact of a cup full of shadow. It is only to say that in an ocean of goodness, in an expanse of health and light, a cup of full dark can only prevail for so long until it is overcome and transformed back into spirit, back into its smallest elements, received into the body to be made whole and healed. Breathing in and breathing out. Visualize that ink in the water, how it makes everything inky and dark for a while. And then watch that slowly separate into little spots of ink. And slowly settling to the bottom, becoming a little bit more clear. There may still be some leftover remains of what was there. But it's not overwhelming anymore. It's not taking over. It's settled. It's made room for wholeness and healing. May it be so in our own lives. Breathing in and breathing out. In Resmaa Menakem's book, My Grandmother's Hands, he talks about trauma in the body and how it shows itself. He talks about the soul nerve in our body that affects our fight, flight, or freeze response. It affects whether we respond in that way or whether we are able to calm ourselves, how our body responds to trauma, how our body responds to moments of stress. And he gives some beautiful practices, and we're going to run through about 3 of these over the next several minutes. One of those practices I alluded to when we experienced our sound practice during that ritual earlier today. And I said that, we don't all carry bells with us, but there are ways that we can settle ourselves with sound. And one of those ways is humming. It is a simple thing. It requires no musical talent whatsoever. It's simply bringing sound through our mouths. And humming has this beautiful vibrational quality that gets to that soul nerve and massages it in a way that helps us to settle that response, that stress response, that trauma response, so that we can find a place of calm in times of stress and anxiety and trauma. And we are able to then, when we can calm ourselves just enough, then we can respond in whatever way we need to respond appropriately to that stress. So I invite you to begin by focusing your attention on the center of your belly, behind your navel. Breathe in and out deeply and slowly a few times. Feel your belly pull the air all the way down into it with each breath. And on your next exhalation, hum a low, even tone. Inhale naturally and repeat this a few times, varying your pitch with each new exhalation. And do this, we're going to do this for about 2 or 3 minutes. And stop and notice what your body experiences afterward. What has changed from before you started humming? What has stayed the same? What sensations, thoughts, or images are arising? What does your body want to do now? Does it want to move? If it does, feel free to move. Does it want to hum some more? If so, feel free to pause this video. Keep humming. Does it want to run and hide? Does it want to fight? Are you noticing some resistance? Without doing anything else, just notice whatever your body is experiencing right now. And I invite you to come back, focusing the intention on the center of your belly behind your navel. Breathing in and out deeply and slowly a few times. Pulling the air all the way down into the belly. Keep breathing deeply and slowly. Follow your breath as it flows through your nose, down your throat, and in through your lungs, and into your belly. Keep following it as it flows back out again. Stop and notice what you feel and experience in your body. Let your shoulders relax. Place your palm on the center of your belly, just above your navel. And press just very gently, just enough to feel grounded in your belly. Hold your hand in place for just a moment or two. And then slowly begin to rub your belly for just a couple of minutes in whatever way feels good to your body. When you're done, bring your attention again to your body. Notice any sensations. How are you feeling? What is your body saying to you? What is your mind saying to you? I invite you to come back to those hand gestures, finding whatever is most honoring to you in this time. What is it that your soul nerve needs? Feel the grounding presence. Feel the breath moving throughout your body, in and out. You are worthy. You are never alone. I invite you to join me in this ritual for breathing in the breath of God, also from this Emerge Blessings and Rituals book. So breathe in deeply and hold while praying. You have given us new meaning, O God, in the words shortness of breath. Breathe out forcefully and stretch while praying, Holy Spirit, draw near me and relieve me of my hammers, my nails, my thorns, my self-punishments, my judgment of others. Breathe in deeply and hold while praying. Breathe a new breath in me. Let it be fresher than mouthwash, more amusing than amazing. Breathe out forcefully and stretch while praying. Take away from me my shortness in spirit and unconditional spaciousness. Let me breathe easier, spiritually and physically. And I would add, emotionally. Amen.